Another thing that happens when we're in that on that cusp of a beautiful transformation and a leap and a shift is, and this is important in terms of business, well, in the context that I want to talk about it, because we might not allow ourselves the time and the space to actually do nothing to allow the clarity to arise. And for a projector in particular, when we start taking actions, any old actions, blindly to appease that monster within the mind, to not wait, it actually ruins the possibility of an amazing thing to occur. It ruins the opportunity, or the right opportunity, to come to you, because you've already gone down a different path and tried to control everything, and you end up in circumstances that are just not right, you know? So what happens when we try and control, and when we start to I guess take actions from a place of trying to create a sense of security and consistency, we lose out on a beautiful opportunity of what is really right for us. And that's part of this process of not just being in a place of empowered waiting, but about transformation in general. When we feel unclear, or when you've got an opportunity to begin a new career, or to create a new offer, or a shift happens in life where something like a monthly sum of money that you were used to is now taken away and the rug is gone. It's about safety and security always. How do we start to create an internal sense of safety and security so that we can respond to life? And I use the word respond because we don't need to take these things so literally that you don't understand how to operate as a human being beyond the language of human design. We always choose our responses. You don't have to be a generator to respond. Yeah, we get to choose how we respond to uncertainty. We get to choose how we respond to an uncertain situation occurring for us. And what I'm asking or inviting us to do, especially as projectors, because uncertainty and a lack of clarity is one of the most common things I've found in working with projectors in particular, and I think for everybody, is this need to know, oh, if I take this action, this thing will happen, and if I do this, this will happen, and if I just keep randomly doing all this action blindly, that's when you start to burn out. That's when you block the opportunities that are right for you from presenting, and all in the name of the deep inner sense of agitation, you know, restlessness, a desire for control. So what do? Really, we need to be training our minds to connect with the higher self. We have the ego. When we have a healthy ego, we're able to use our intellect. We're able to connect with a sense of self-esteem and a sense of self-worth, and that's beautiful. But when we allow it to be the only source of guidance in our lives, or decision making, you know, that's when it becomes problematic from allowing you to connect with the bigger story, the opportunity for real magic to occur in your life. And so I really feel like the way to live a life of true flow, true ease, true magic, is to, one, begin to embrace that uncertainty, begin to co-create from a place of alignment. So that means that you start to develop your daily practices. It means that you are connecting with your imagination and looking at possibility and tuning into your emotional center to allow yourself to tune into the actual thing that you desire, or the direction and the vision that you are working towards, rather than surrendering to the fear or collapsing into fear. And I think that's really the main thing. The main way to develop a sense of, ironically, power and control is, in a positive way, is to actually surrender and let go of the power and control of the ego. And that sounds like cliche, but I don't mean it to be, because it just is that. But yeah, so I was talking about connecting back with the higher self. When you get still, when you allow yourself to go into nature, when you take a salt bath, when you start asking the kind of questions that allows you to connect with the inner being and that aspect of self that knows what is for you, you start to build the inner safety. As you start to work with your nervous system and your inner sense, or your inner being, your intuitive self, you begin to build a really strong sense of safety within. And when you have the safety within, it doesn't matter what's happening outside of you, because you're able to be open to follow the synchronicity, follow the signs. And you know, I have been on this path for 3 years. I think it was about 3 years of complete uncertainty and complete just not knowing a lot of the time what's coming next. And that's what the entrepreneurial path is about as well, until you begin to create, you know, revenue streams that are repeatable and etc., or monthly recurring revenue, which is the dream, right? Until that becomes part of your systems and the business that you've set up, the pathway to that is full of uncertainty, full of those twists and turns. So the journey is the fun, right? Hard as it may be sometimes, surrender to the journey, surrender to the magic, and stop tuning into the external world, because everyone on the internet, myself included, are going to be trying to sell you something. You know, I'm selling you meditation class, I'm selling you the consistent strategy for how to build an online business, and until you actually learn how to choose and discern which parts of the knowledge and the information is vital for you to start to embody and to use to have to be effective in your business, what is really the most important thing out of all of it is learning to trust your own higher self and to build that inner safety within, and to connect with possibility, to use your imagination, and to allow magic to unfold. And that's the shadow. The shadow is, and you know that there's many parts. There's the saboteurs, there's the this, the that, the personalities that we need to actually dissolve. You know, we've got to learn what mechanism is going on within us, which archetypes are at play, and start to dance with them, make love to them, show them who the fuck is boss. Anyway, because otherwise they're just going to keep running your life. I've done it, I'm here, I'm still doing it. I'm allowing certain times those saboteurs come in, and it's only until I go through the pathway through fear and back into truth, and no matter how much training I've also have and how much I can connect with my own higher self, it still happens. So you're not alone. Anyway, that's it for today. So sending so much love and so much joy, so much magic. And if you're interested in my project, in my workshops, in my long-term mentorships, or any of the programs or one-to-ones that I'm working that are available to you right now, you know what to do. You can reach out, you can email me, you can join my Instagram, Jess at Mindset Alchemy, and you can join my Facebook group, Facebook. So yeah,